Right, in Tess's tips this morning, don't throw out that egg carton. There are plenty of things you can do with them, including repurposing them in the garden. And who better than to give us tips on how to do that than Dave, the garden guy.
Paper egg cartons like this are biodegradable, so they make the perfect seed starter.
In fact, this is a perfect planter for small children to go ahead and plant their seeds in. But the main thing you want to do is you want to make sure you get your soil right.
Dave, the garden guy, shows us what we need.
Is you want some compost. That's always in your regular soil mixes. A little bit of bone meal, blood meal. Now, in this case, I'm not using blood meal, but I'm using some Starbucks coffee grounds.
No, really?
Yeah, it's real easy to do. So what you want to do is you want to mix up what you're going to be putting in your soil with what you're going to be planting. So if you're going to be planting leafy vegetables like this lettuce or maybe Swiss chard, which are excellent for small children, you want to mix up a lot of the Starbucks coffee grounds or blood meal. Flowers, well, zinnias or snapdragons, they go in this time of year. You want to mix in a lot of bone meal. It's real important. So once you mix that in, a little bit of lava sand will go a long ways towards basically holding in a lot of that moisture in the soil, and it releases a lot of trace elements. And of course, a little bit of plant maximizer, which really decreases the amount of water you're going to need.
Mix up everything real well, then fill up the egg carton with soil. Now you're ready for your seeds. Tips for seeds? They have an expiration date, so be sure to check the back of the packet. Also, never leave them out in the heat. To help germinate the seeds, Dave says soak them in milk, which creates an enzyme effect on the seeds to help them grow faster.
Now, you're going to say, well, how do I separate these guys? What I'll do is I'll just pour them right inside the top of this, and you can see, and actually that milk is real good for the soil too. It actually
So could you put it directly into the soil as well?
You could put it directly in the soil, but we need to separate these seeds out. You see how they bunched up a little bit right in there?
Yeah.
You can see how they bunched up, and then we're just going to go ahead and place these seeds almost on top of the soil. In fact, if you look at these seeds, pretty small, huh?
They're very tiny.
Yeah, so what you want to do is you don't want to plant these guys too deep. Usually twice the diameter of the seed. It's very important.
Just barely cover up the seeds and keep them watered.
And then keeping them moist with a little bit of liquid seaweed or extreme juice. And just a little bit goes a long ways. And after about 4 to 6 weeks, you're ready to start planting them right in the soil.
So 4 to 6 weeks, we'll fast forward, that starts to bloom a little. We see a little bit of a bud.
You'll see that germination. You'll see these plants starting to germinate. We'll go ahead and cut these packets apart, and then we'll go ahead and transplant them right in the soil, and the kids got an instantaneous garden.
And
real
soon,
easy to do.
And soon your garden could look like this one.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Love it. Thanks, Dave.
You're welcome, Tess.
Dave always has some amazing tips to share in the garden. So we've covered different things you could do with egg cartons earlier in the morning. If you want to take a look at all that, just go to azfamily.com. Our week long of tips all there for you to hopefully make life a little easier at home.